One of the things you should take in consideration is right here, effective marketing strategies. And the key word here is effective. Everybody knows well, everybody should know what marketing means compared to branding, but just because you say you're doing marketing, is that the most effective way to work? Now, sometimes passing out flyers is a good way of marketing, but sometimes it's the worst thing to do. Depending on your target audience, it depends on your fingerprint avatar, it depends on what you're trying to convey by passing out flyers. Perhaps you might want to consider versus passing out flyers is to give away magnets, or perhaps a business card, or perhaps a notepad. What may work for one particular situation may not work for the same reason but a different type of audience. So not knowing, in this particular case here, your target audience who's receptive to the service you want to bring to them could cost you some money. It will cost you some money. So you need to know, learn, put in place, implement, tweak, tune up your marketing strategies. Another thing here is regulations, best practices, things you should be doing into starting a fingerprint business, into growing a fingerprint business to keep yourself in compliance regarding your fingerprinting services. I don't care if it's ink card fingerprinting, mobile fingerprinting, being a fingerprinting notary, or even live scan fingerprinting, or live scan where you can capture an electronic device. And you need to find out what the compliance is, what happens next with it. Just because somebody tell you can buy a live scan machine from them doesn't mean you're able to transmit those fingerprints to the state that you reside in. There's some folks out there who bought these machines thinking they could go ahead and transmit these fingerprints to their state and realize they got expensive paperweight now because they can't do that. So you need to know your regulations where your state is at, see if they even allow you to do that there, because you have a lot to lose. Not the person who sold your machine to you. Not knowing is not an excuse. If you're going to buy a machine, you need to know the regulations behind that particular machine in your state, if you're going to use it for your state, if your state allow you to transmit to your state, and so forth and so forth. You need to know the right questions when you purchase the machine. Not knowing what questions to ask is not the person who sold you the machine, is your responsibility. AI-driven technology integration. If you're not using some type of AI technology, some type of AI workflow, some type of AI services, some type of AI tool for your business, or you're planning to start a business not using this, you're already at a disadvantage. You're already way behind the power curve. There's things right now you can use to implement in part of your daily process to help you get more customers. There's tons of reasons why you need to be using AI technology right now for your fingerprint business or for any other business out there. It's not going away. For those not sure what AI is, it means artificial intelligence. There's lots of tools out there. They're using AI on us as a consumer every darn day. Have you noticed right now when you get your emails, you go ahead and you go get a free Google account, get a free Gmail or free Outlook account or free Yahoo account. You realize they're using the AI automation for who knows how long to track what you're doing. And for some reason, you're going to search in it, you're going to put in some form to get some clothes, for example. Google reads their email. That's not your email account. They got these tools put in place to track and monitor what you're doing and see what you're going to do next, predict what you're going to do next. If you have the same type of tools put in place right now for your fingerprinting business, or even being a notary public, where you can see what type of customers come to your website, to predict what questions they may have, to get them to engage with you while you're asleep at 2 a.m. in the morning, or get it where your software, your team, your workflow, your automation can communicate with people 2, 3 o'clock in the morning while you're just not rolling over in your bed. This is just a scratching on the surface. Scratching on the surface. You need to have some things put in place to get this done. And the AI automation is tons and tons of hours by itself just to get you a strong introduction of what it could do for your business. Risk management and data security. Data, let you pick out the word that you want to say by it. Let's stick with risk management right now. Say you want to start or scale your business and you got somebody who's in your family, someplace in your family line, your cousin, uncle, brother, daughter, son, where the case may be, that needs a job. But they have a unique background where they may not qualify to work at certain locations because they had an opportunity to stay overnight or several nights with local law enforcement community. You know, could get detained, something like that. If they have a record, put out, they have some type of record doing things that the community frowns upon. Are you going to take the risk to give them that second chance to work for you? Is it the right thing to do? Now, when I say risk management, you need to put your CEO hat on, your president hat on, and take that perspective there. A lot of businesses out there hire their members of their family. I understand that, I respect that. But there's some business out there who can't do that. Because perhaps somebody there may have some type of bad record, serious record, that may harm your business reputation. So those are things that people don't think about, you should become aware of. Not just who you're bringing on board, but also how you're going to protect your data from a new employee, or keep your systems from being hacked. And on and on and on. What are you going to do sometime for your laptops with live scan fingerprinting? Do you have some type of situation put in place where the data will be deleted after X amount of time? Or do you have something put in place where just in case you have some data you want to keep for your business, but how long do you keep it? How are you going to archive it? What if your files get corrupted? Is there backup? What tools do you have in place to protect your customers, your business data security, and your business reputation out there from the folks out there? What do you have in place? You should have things put in place. If not knowing about how to get it done, that's nobody's fault but yours. Because once again, sometimes not knowing is not the best excuse. All right. I'm going to jump around here. I noticed it jumped out there sequence somehow, but let me back up here. This is our sequence. Let's jump into something else here. Let me do this here. Let me go ahead and jump around. The next thing we're going to talk about is learning and adaptation. Learning and adaptation. You need to always learn new things all the time. Sitting around doing, hey, I don't know about this new rule that came about here. You need to stay abreast what's going on. When I said early on about data security or knowing what's going on, knowledge or risk management, it comes in more than one way. And by not knowing or learning what's going on, the changes out there, it's going to hurt you. You need to learn how to make things work. So let me make that one here number 5 for a second here, because I'm talking about this one for a second. And this is something you guys really should pay attention to right now. Because the time of this recording here, there's going to be some major changes regarding how you market your business, how you send out emails, how you do text messaging, how you do cold calling. Next month, for February 2024, during the time of this recording, there's some major changes coming about how you send that email. And don't be surprised if most emails start going to spam or being blocked. And if this happens, Your email domain name you may have may be tarnished forever. It's called domain reputation, email reputation. There's different things you should be doing right now to get your email domains approved, set up the right way to keep from being blocked, especially with Yahoo and Google starting next month in February 2004. You need to learn these things. You need to research these things. By you not knowing, well, this has to do with fingerprinting, the hell if it doesn't. By you not knowing these certain things right here, small things you could be doing could cause you major impact. So you need to learn what you need to get done. Go online and research. I'm not going to teach it right now to you guys because it's going to take some time. But just please go ahead and research it about email marketing. Emails being sent to spam. Emails being blocked. What changes are coming around? Domain authority. Email authority. Just research that stuff. You need to learn that and put that stuff into play immediately. That's all I'm going to say about that part right there. You need to do it or else your business will not succeed. And the last thing you want to do is have your emails, your domain name blocked. All right. That's just one example of always learn, because if you run a business, you just can't just focus on how to fingerprint. You just can't focus on what type of ink card, what type of ink pen you should be getting. You need to focus on running a business. So what I just showed you, I don't care if you're Notary Public, doing DMV registrations, drug testing facility, ink fingerprinting, mobile fingerprinting, having your own business, doing whatever the case may be, this is going to impact you. It's going to impact. All right. So you need to adapt. So let me go ahead and take do a 180 with this shirt with you. What I mean by adapt is sometimes we are raised a certain environment a certain way. And the world came upside down because of COVID-19. And also it's going sideways, left and right, up and down, how you want to call it, 360 for AI, artificial intelligence. It's changed a lot. You need to adapt with these things. You need to stay flexible and realize this is a business. You're the organization. You are your organization. You're the CEO. You are the president of your organization. You need to be aware of all these things, especially running it by yourself. You need to be aware of all these things. And sometimes our mindset needs to go upside down and shake out the old dust to make room for what's going on today. Dust out, get rid of all that dust, all those cobwebs, get rid of all the old ways, because things have changed. In other words, you need to sometimes unlearn. As my brother's Marcus shared with me today or yesterday, he said sometimes we need to unlearn to learn different things, new ways of getting things done. Now, remember back in the days, our parents, our grandparents, and our big mamas and grandpas and stuff? Yes, I had a big mama, the real big mama, not Medea. Used to tell us, boy, just get a job. You're lucky to get a job. Stay there and retire forever. Well, back in the days, you get a job, you're there forever. It was called retirement. You know, these days it doesn't exist anymore like that. You just can't get a job these days and be there forever. We all know it's not going to happen. It's not like that. And you're lucky to have a decent Social Security to get you by enough to pay for your gas bills. So we need to do things differently. We need to turn our way of thinking sometime from a different perspective. Sometimes you just got to open up, shake out all the old ways and unlearn certain things to do things like we used to do. Back in the days when we were younger, we had no fear. We did what we wanted to do. Regardless of what people said, we did it anyway. Yes, we learned their way most time was right, but we did learn. I'm asking you the same thing right now. Sometimes I'll learn certain paths, certain habits, certain traditions. If it's not paying you money in your business, try a different approach, like I'm sharing with you right now. You need to adapt to it. You know, some folks still use Facebook. We have a Facebook account. I don't use it personally, but my profile is still there because some folks didn't change over to new way. Some folks have, but we prepared. We are learning certain things to make room for more changes down the line as the business grows. All right. One thing is handling missed calls effectively. If you miss a call, What are you going to do? Are you going to return the call? What if they call you and they didn't leave a voicemail message? What if they call and they just hung up? Are you going to call them back? Do you have time to call them back? Should you call them back? You need to engage in every single point of contact. If somebody calls our office and they hang up, if we have time that day, we try to call them back, especially if they leave a voicemail message. But there are sometimes you can't call them back. They may call you maybe at 10 o'clock their time, but they may be in a different time zone. We get a lot of calls, us sometimes 6 a.m. California time, from folks out there in a small country called Florida. But we have tools put in place now. Well, we still would engage with that person who called and didn't leave a message, but they want to answer. We got tools put in place right now for that. We're using these tools as we share with you right now today, and so as our members. So you need to have some tools put in place regarding handling missed calls effectively. Do you call them back? If so, how long are you going to wait before you don't call them back? If they leave a message at 5:05 p.m. and you open back up on Monday, do you call them back? Is it too late? Because remember, most of the time when they call you for fingerprinting, they want the service yesterday. So you need to put things and processes and workflows into place to get that customer as quickly as possible. The longer you wait to get back with them, you lost that money. All right. And a little tidbit here. Most times you get calls after hours are usually for mobile services from large corporations. If you got your branding, your reputation the right way. Social media management. If you don't have any social media accounts for your business, you're not going to be in business too long these days. Everything these days is through online directories, social media management is a good tool to have to manage these platforms, especially for social media. Are you keeping these platforms alive with the regular posting, regular content? Are you replying back on a regular basis to people leaving messages on different platforms? Because sometimes they might go to TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, where the case may be, to reach out to you. But we're too busy on one platform because this is what we like the best. And I'm going to go ahead and follow up on my Yahoo platform for directory service for my business, but you've got about Google platform for businesses. You've got about Yelp platform for businesses, online directories. So you need to have tools put in place to manage all these locations where they could contact you in one centralized hub, one centralized platform. It will help you cut down your cost. It will help you cut down your time trying to engage these different platforms on a regular basis. It takes the time. Time costs you money. You have tools put in place to get this done. And also tools put in place to keep them alive. You get to feed these babies. All right. Just because you don't know about this doesn't mean it's an excuse. And you're wondering why you're not getting phones ringing off the hook on an ongoing basis. You need to put yourself out there to dominate your market. I didn't say compete, I said dominate. Now, reputation management. I touched on that just for a second, but for a different twist for right now. Can't find my big J cup, so I'm gonna improvise right now. When people come to you for fingerprinting services, or the case may be, even for notary services, how often do you get a review? I thought so. How often do you ask for a review? And they say, sure, we're going to give you a review. And you wait for that review. Hours, days, weeks, months. It's not going to happen. The best way to get a review sometimes is put it in their face. If they're at your location, have them give a review while they're still there. While you're finishing up some other paperwork, ask them for a review, especially if they're a happy customer. Or is there a way you can send them a review straight to their cell phone? They can click on a link to leave a review. Or they can scan some type of barcode while at your office to leave a review. And if they don't leave a review, they have tools put in place to remind them, say, hey, will you lunch meet? You promised that review yesterday. Don't forget that review. They got tools put in place for this. And if they do leave a review, how soon do you wait to reply back? Are you being notified to let the review? Do you check on an everyday basis? What do you say in reply back? What if they want to leave you a bad review and you ask them for a review and they want to leave you a bad review? Do you have a way of getting between that posting on your site where you can rectify the situation first and then I'll be happy with what you did? Then that review will be posted on your particular site. They have tools for that. If the answer is no, because you don't know, now you know. The best way to stay informed is take action. I'm sure this is what you hear. This was sent to me. I'm not sure who this came from. My brother Marcus got from one of the colleagues out there. Knowing what to do is good. Doing what you know is more powerful. So not knowing is not an excuse. Knowing what to do, but doing nothing about it is a bunch of crap. If you know what to do and you do it, that's powerful.